Feedback on my mute. Nice graphics, dude.
Ox, are you looking at her stream?
I just checked it out for a second. Yeah, I got 98 graphics, so it's really a treat to see remastered graphics.
Yeah. I upgraded my PC, so now I get to see a little clearer. It's like getting new glasses.
And I need to do that too. Let's get new lenses. So it's top versus bottom. Babo and Dandy on the top, and they're playing their usual races. And Yoon and Scan on the bottom. Scan is playing Zerg, and Scan is playing Terran. Sometimes he plays Protoss.
Yeah, so mirror matchup, ZTZT. Huh, so looks like Dandy's opening up with a 8 racks in the center. And Babo is befittingly opening with a 9 pool. So a very aggressive play. So this means they must have known each other's races, or at least Dandy and Babo did, right? Because you wouldn't normally open up with 8 racks and 9 pool if you didn't know the opponent's races. Looks like Yoon went overpull, so he'll have Lings around the same time. Babo pushes Lings. So they have two choices, Dandy and Babo. They could go Terran or Zerg, but they usually go Zerg because Terran's Marines are slow and it takes time before vultures come out. And if Terran gets a good block, then really you can't do much damage, so end up going to Zerg. And if you can pick off an Overlord, that's really nice too. Dandy's got to be careful of these greens. He already got one picked off. That's yeah. So the Lings, Babo's Lings have to really protect Dandy. It's not Babo's fault because Dandy just kind of walked his greens right there. So the key of 8 racks is not to just like continuously pump greens. The purpose is not to like end the game usually.
Right.
So you usually follow up with a factory. Usually it's a little later than the Terran who went just regular build. But because Scan went bunker, I think that's what delayed the factory a little bit and ended up being the same.
Is Babo behind? Because I'm guessing the build they did was a rush, right? And now Yoon is ahead of him with Aspire.
I think so, yeah. So Overpool has one more drone. So, and it looks like because he sunked in the beginning, right? He actually didn't make too many Lings. He kind of used that sunk as a shield so he could drone a little bit. So it's really like in mirror matches, it's all about like looking at what the opponent is doing or what you're expecting them to do, and like every second, like reacting to it.
Well, they're going Yoon now.
Yeah.
I don't think there's enough units here.
I think he will fend off.
Okay, they had a lot of units.
You just can't lose the drones, then it becomes irreparable. Yeah, the drones have to run away.
A lot more damage than I thought, but Scan has arrived. Just in time.
Yeah. So usually, you know, Scan made the decision to not help the ally at first. I think he didn't probably realize that Dandy was pushing Marines. If he knew, he'd probably come help immediately, but he didn't know. This is very interesting. Dandy actually has more SCVs than Scan. I think Scan kind of stopped making SCVs just to push more units, because total units, Scan definitely has more.
I think Dandy did a decent job of getting Marines and then getting his 3-fact up. He's behind in supply.
Mm-hmm.
But that attack seemed like it was going to work. If they had maybe like 15, 20 more seconds, could have maybe taken the Spire.
I think it already did a great job, because, you know, on one hatchery, like, you get one larva every like 15 seconds or 20 seconds. And, you know, your decision as to whether make Mutalisk or drone, right? If
I've
you
never seen Yoon that close to dying before. He's an awesome player, right? His micro is, I mean, I don't know how he does it, but he just comes out of micro battles unscathed.
Yeah. So in ZT mirror matches, like, this shows how important it is to have like the initiative. Like, now, you know, Scan and Yoon are forced to do something, right? Like, they're forced to counter because goals are slow and they can't come help. And whether to counter Terran or Zerg, it's really a tough decision to make. Whoever you finish off has to be, or whoever is remaining after you finish off that race is the person who you should be able to 1v1 and fight. So usually if you kill Terran, then you can kill Zerg afterwards.
We showed a best of 7 with, what is it? Scan, Yoon, Dandy, and Babo. And they won 2 matches, Babo and Dandy. That was the first time. Mm-hmm. And I think both times they did that proxy racks thing. And I'm wondering if you're going to keep doing that.
It's not a bad build. You're taking an initiative. It's really like kind of feeling out the waters and kind of seeing who's going to do what. Making one more Marine or one more Vulture or one more Goliath than other. Can't really tilt the table. So Ox, what's the matchup here? The same?
You tell me, man. I don't know shit about this game.
After they introduced the new colors, I I really can't tell things apart. I'm not even colorblind, but I'm just like I have to look up their names.
Skins top left, red, and Yoon bottom right. Zerg. Is that a green color? Let's go with
Like
green.
olive.
Olive, yeah, right. Dandy. I think that's supposed to be pink. Me and Jerry call it white. Is Terran top right, and yellow is Babo bottom left.
Okay, so it's a diagonal matchup. Scan here is here to 8 racks, and Dandy is here to 8 racks too, but they meet each other.
Oh, is that the only space that you can make one? I
I'm
think
not
so.
sure.
I don't think you can make it anywhere else.
Yeah.
Unless I'm totally wrong about that.
Yeah, so this map is circuit breakers. It's a pretty large map. I mean, it's the same size as Fighting Spirit, like 128 by 128, but just feels larger just because like the pathing seems like longer for some reason, like especially across. You know, like if you go horizontally, like there's a lot of room to traverse.
Freakling, he's a foreign map maker from Germany who's on our Discord. He modified, edit the shit out of this map.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's responsible for a lot of maps. It's pretty cool. Intercoven is one I know for sure he did, and everybody hates that map, but he's done a bunch more.
So you could definitely see the consequence of Scan building that racks first. Like, because, you know, if you put down that racks and the SCV finds it, like, Dandy, even though, like, he kind of saved up that money and didn't, you know, make another SCV, he just didn't have to build it and just go build a supply depot and it's fine, right? But Scan had to cancel his, racks, so he only gets, like, 75% of that back. So it's like, he got a tax he got taxed 25%, so for him.
So they've done that so many times, and he's getting punished for it.
Well, I don't know why did they not scout Yoon's base?
Then they probably planned it before. He got his second racks up kind of late. I'm not sure what else he could have done. Now Terran is Dandy's the top Terran foreigner, is from what I hear. Him and Terror. After them, there is really nobody. But if you got Yoon in your base with Lings, God help you.
I mean, he had all the advantage in the game. He was so ahead, but he didn't prepare for those links. So
That's interesting. Yeah, I wasn't looking at Scan and comparing them. Is that what you meant? That he was ahead of Scan?
I just kept comparing those two because it's the exact same build, and you know the Zerg's usually 9-pool or overpool, so the links come out at the same time usually. So if they scanned, or if they were scouting properly, I think, you know, as a Terran, you should build a bunker because your Zerg can't help you because they're diagonal, right? Or like make more Reens come out on the ramp.
Big shout out to Queen, who's covering for Prima 1.
Yeah, thank you.
Sniper Ridge.
Another classic map. So it's 2-0 Scan and Yoon, right?
Yeah, sounds about right.
Okay. So another ZT versus ZT.
Rooting for Babo and Dandy here. Get my money's worth.
Me too, yeah. So we can watch a little more of these S level 2v2.
2v2s can go by pretty fast. I think in general they're much quicker than 1v1s for sure. It's
Yeah, I
kind of
agree.
that's kind of fun, right? You can just remake and keep playing. 1v1s I think exhaust you much more.
Yeah. I agree. So it's like Blue Zerg, Babo.
Doesn't look like they're doing the proxy thing.
No.
It's not safe, right? I don't think you can defend that.
Yeah, if you're diagonal, you could do it, but
Oh, I see what you mean, right?
because lings come at your base, actually scratch
Like,
that.
are you going to defend the SCV building the barracks in the middle? So you
Yeah.
could send down another one.
Yeah, I think it's really their choice, this game. See, after you do it twice and don't do it the third time, at least like Scan and Yoon are kind of cognizant, and he might actually start building a bunker, or at least like send his SCV to the
Right.
middle. And then
They didn't do anything about it last time they were playing best of 7, and I think they did it a few times in a row.
I see.
You and Scan were just like, okay. But he got punished for it last time. And it looks like they're playing straight up, huh?
Yeah, we'll see how. Maybe this game will be longer because of that. Okay, so Babo's playing 2 hatchery, but has slower lair. But he will have more lings. So there will probably be an offensive moment when the vultures come out and Babo's lings are speeded.
No. Poor SCV.
Fire going up at 1 o'clock. Check out their armory timings. Their HPs are like
Identical?
basically they're off by like 5. Okay, so it looks like Babo's just going to follow Mutalisks and not make Zerglings. So now we have to see how many vultures each Terran are making, because how many vultures you make means 1 less Goliath, or like 0.8 less Goliath. And I think Babo knows he's behind in the muta timing, but he has 2 hatcheries, so he might actually be able to kind of take that advantage. So normally the advantage of going one hatchery is that you can tech early, and you can also push Zerglings. So like instead of sunking, like you press lair and then and don't make any drones after that, and just continuously push Zerglings and speed upgrade. And what that accomplishes is that you can like put up a spire while doing that and get Muta out, but you can use your lings very offensively. So that's usually the more like kind of versatile build. So if you go sunk and drone, like yeah, you have more drones and better eco, like what Yoon did this game. I think it's I don't know if its advantages are outweighed by the disadvantages, because he's not gonna get any more muta than before. You know what I mean? Like he only has one hatchery and pushes muta from one. It's like from every single larva. So
yeah, he's got a good number of Goliaths, huh?
yeah.
+1 about to finish.
So Dandy has, I think, like maybe 2 or 3 more Goliaths, and just count the number of vultures and just do the math, right? That's usually how it works.
8 mutas, and I think Babo has more or less matched him.
Yeah. So now, now Babo's ahead. See, now he droned up. He droned up, and he's pushing. Now he can. The secondary advantage of having 2 hatcheries is like, after getting the mutas out and spending all your gas, you can ling, and surprisingly, actually, you can use them in various places. You can prevent expos, or you can make them fight with other units, and they take some damage for you.
Poor Yoon, he gets picked on every time. And Scan's just countering.
Yeah, and he has to. It's too far.
Makes sense. And Yoon is just going to abandon his base. What are they doing? They're going back. Ooh, Dandy lost the glides to a sunken.
If they defend this,
Yeah, I think Dandy lost maybe 2 Goliaths in Yoon's base to a sunken. Doesn't matter that much, but
yeah. But oops.
behind Scan now.
But I think Babo and Dandy are slightly ahead. Terran has more Goliaths, or Scan. Am I lagging?
No, it's okay.
So Scan has more Goliaths, so they'll have some central map control. But Yoon is quite poor. He has like 8 drones, still on 1 hatchery, going Expo with the second.
All he's got going for him is being Yoon.
I mean, that's quite big, but You know, even Yoon when he's deprived of eco, it's hard to play.
Three drones. He's just gonna attack Babo?
Oh,
Yeah.
Babo actually doesn't have any muta. Where are his mutas? Did we lose them all? Wow. That's it.
Well, ladies and germs, 3-0.
3-0. Yep.
Ripped off. I like watching them go at it. I think they've had more than 5 show matches.